know what time it is.
You know what it is.
Welcome to the Culture Podcast.
Welcome to the Culture Podcast. A podcast inspired by and representing for the culture.
Just been a fan of the culture and the authenticness of it.
Everything from hip-hop.
What's up, y'all? This is J. Cole.
Yo, it's Ice Spice.
It's Kendrick Lamar.
It's the baby.
Sports.
Mahomes looking to flip, takes it in for the touchdown.
Urban life.
It's heat up right now.
And everything in between.
Let's go.
The show starts now with your hosts, Jeff and Anthony.
Yo, I found Ant, yo. My man was missing for weeks, and he's back. What up, Ant?
I wasn't fucking lost, man. Fuck, I was here. I wasn't lost.
You wasn't responding to messages, to texts, for phone calls. Phone calls. I don't call people, and I called you. No answer. I'm like, damn.
You have a whole ass wife, a whole ass kid. I'm third on that to-do list. Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
All right, well, just letting the people know why we haven't recorded in a few weeks, but we're back.
Ain't no telling people shit, man. The things happen. Wasn't nothing popping. Like, all right, fuck it, ain't gonna do it this week. Wasn't nothing going on. There's a little bit of shit, but nothing but like, no. We cool. We're back in effect. Hip hop is 50. Everybody's here. We got white people here too. We're universal.
We got my man Mikey Shee in the building today. It's been a minute. Resident guest. Was good.
I'm here. White people in the building. How's it going, fellas?
It's cool, man. This is a no folding chair section, so you good.
Fuck. We need to talk about. All I can think about in that whole shit was the Crocs. That kid's blown out Crocs.
What are we talking about? The Alabama shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should get your mileage out of it before it dies down.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't heard anything since for a couple weeks now. I feel like.
I mean, you don't get moments of like Black Pride or whatever. Like, we should just get rid of Juneteenth and just make that shit a holiday.
Dude, it was awesome. I mean, just like all the ways that people edited the footage to, show when the dudes are all skipping their way up to confront the dudes on the boat. Like, it was, people put so much music underneath that, and it was just, I don't know. It was fucking fantastic. And the guy swimming across the thing, I don't know. It was like choreographed better than anyone could have actually choreographed it. And Crocs needs to talk about the way that those Crocs blew out with that kid's feet through them in the fight. They need some fighting Crocs.
Good old fashioned American violence, man. I loved it.
Yo, but what has happened since last time we was on here? My rapper Magoo died, yo, at 50 years of age.
Yeah.
And no cause of death is known yet. And we've made fun of Magoo on here because although his flow was dope, like his lyrics made no sense, he was just saying nonsense, but the shit just sounded so dope.
Yeah. And a lot of it was Timbo.
So rest in peace to my man. Well, yeah.
Like,
Timbo's not necessarily a good rapper either.
No, he's not. He's a great producer. He's not a great rapper. But the whole thing with Magoo is like, if you're going to disregard like his place in like hip hop and so on and so forth, you thought he was corny. It's not the thing. It's like everybody has a moment where they got to kind of tell a story hip hop.
Yeah,
and it's really hard to get the like that. Wasn't that pretty much Timbaland's? It wasn't. We'll call it a solo album, but it was Timbaland and Magoo. Like, this is his first time getting behind the mic. He wasn't great at it, but you needed somebody like Magoo to kind of carry the shit forward and everything else. So that I appreciated what he did, but I wasn't tripping out about it. It's sad to hear the man just pass away like that, and nobody knows like the cause of death. I'm going to assume it's natural, but when you're down at that age, 50? You don't seem too natural.
Right. And I know that Ant did make a couple comments through our episodes about the fact that he might be watching your windows. Maybe it might have been a death caused by the fluid that he used to wash people's windows in their cars. Like, that shit is carcinogenic.
Yeah, man. If the windshield wiper fluid in blue, I don't trust it.
Yeah.
If it's blue, I trust it. When it hits you like that orange and red shit, like nah. That's not Windex. I don't know what this shit is.
This is a question that I've asked on the show before, I think, and I have not figured this out. Do we know if Magoo is also Pirate? The dude, Pirate was on a couple songs with like Tracy Lee, and he would cover his eye, and that was his whole like thing. But he looked exactly like Magoo and had the same like nasally voice. Do you guys know anything? Do you remember who that dude was?
I would think they would have said something about that in death.
Yeah, right? That's what I thought. And it's like I've looked it up on like Wikipedia. I've never been able to find out who Pirate actually is, but it's like I thought it was Magoo.
What's your favorite Timbaland and Magoo song?
Hold on, I got it. It's
like that Knight Rider shit.
Yeah.
Sardines is pork and beans. Do you know what that means? It's 12 o'clock and the party just won't stop.
I like the one that uses it uses a sample.
Kiss me to my face, get your
Dino.
slate tasked out. Get the taste slapped out. Magoo, on the milli. I be killing it for real. I don't know what he was saying. That shit just sounded hard.
Oh, he's a fan. I got you.
Writing Rhymes was my favorite song.
Okay, so all right. So when they have this whole 50 years of hip hop thing, we always think about like all the big name artists and so on and so forth. Is these little contributions in between that make a big difference as well? Because like I said, Timbaland matters, but you still need guys like Magoo and things like that go on. It's always like, like they're not like bookmarks in history, but they're like semicolons and shit like that, like Magoo, Drag On, people like that.
Yeah.
Like they were there and they happened. Like what was it? Like Naughty by Nature had like a whole bunch of random dudes. I remember a song called like Hang Out and Hustle.
Oh yeah,
there's a bunch of Hang Out and
Click
Hustle.
Cloud. What was that dude?
Yeah. They just had a bunch of random ass dudes, but like say it was a catchy song. And like I said, the thing about hip hop is that you kind of need those in between things because they're always going to matter. Like
for sure,
it's a stupid song, but you're going to remember it. So, and Magoo was actually, even though I think much of him as a rapper, like his importance to that whole Virginia, Timbaland, Missy, Pharrell kind of vibe thing, like it mattered to have him there. So, more than anything, man, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yo, let me let y'all know what's been happening with me.
Sure.
Got a couple stories for you. First of all, I don't think I've ever told you this, Ant, but I was in a cornhole league. And the shit recently just finished. And actually, I don't think anybody that's listening right now knew this. But yeah, I was in a cornhole league. I don't know why I joined this shit. Somebody at work, convinced me to join it. And I must tell you, remember when I told you that I went to the Hip Hop 50 and it was the most diverse shit I had ever seen?
Mm.
Well, this is the opposite.
No
the
shit.
Cornhole as a sport, as a league, as a whatever the fuck, it was the most undiverse shit I had ever seen.
You're saying it's
Needless
all,
to say, I was the
all
only...
people of color.
Okay, no.
Cornhole's the whitest shit in the world. Come on.
Of all time, bro. Everybody there was from the mountains of Caucasus. They were from the fucking mountains of Caucasus. And, I was like, well, what the fuck am I doing here? I thought I was okay at it. I thought I was okay at it because I played it one time at a company picnic, right?
Wait.
We had the fucking company picnic.
You joined the league after having played it one time?
I mean, I played it a couple of times.
Dude, I love
fun, right?
I love this. But great.
I played it, but when I really played it at the company picnic, I thought I was the man, right? Until you join the league and you realize that that people really do this shit.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
people are so serious about it.
First of all, the shit was the two boards were way further from each other than when I was playing for fun anywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? This shit is supposed to be 27 feet away from each other? God damn. So that was already an obstacle, right? And then, no disrespect to my man, but they gave me a partner, because they say you have a partner. I was like, nah. So I will give you one. It's like when they say you have the right to remain silent. If you have an attorney, you have a right to an attorney. If you don't have one, we'll give you the fucking dumbest attorney we can find, right?
You had a public defender partner? Shit.
It was one of those situations. I hope he's not listening because I like this gentleman. But yeah, they just gave me some dude and I was like, fuck. And I figured, okay, if they give me somebody decent, we could make some noise because I'm not trash. Like I could put the shit on the board, but I'm not gonna necessarily make them in all the time, right? But this guy was like barely making it on the board most of the time, so whatever. And it was like $50 buy-in and shit per person, so whatever.
For fucking cornhole.
Yeah, you win money at the end.
And that's not including beer.
Right, you have to bring your own beer. It was BYOB. Obviously, people brought beer. People were smoking. It was a fun time. I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was a good time. The final day, the last playoff day, they ordered pizza. We had a good time. But what I'm saying is I didn't know what I was getting myself into. and it is not a diverse sport.
Right.
Very little color was going on in that fucking backyard.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, there are a lot of
there.
custom made cornhole sets that I bet you have the Confederate flag on them. Let's just say there might be a majority.
And then you sit here
Probably got some with Trump faces.
No
with
doubt.
Trump's new mugshot on that shit.
but you sitting there on the other end wondering why my ass ain't around because of shit like that. That's exactly why. Goddamn.
You got to
cornhole.
diversify your portfolio, man.
Hell no, I ain't got diversified shit. I'm black in America. It's hard enough as it is. The fuck I look like going to the cornhole tournament? Is my black ass up there with a bunch of white people? I'm just flinging the shit out of it like
that.
Oh, look at those Negroes. They're always so athletic. I'm throwing a sack into a hole. This ain't special.
It does feel like you are fishing for a hate crime to go to a cornhole event. It's kind of you're deciding to put yourself in the lion's den.
and you can't bring the black guy up there like, oh, I bet you he's athletic. Like, no, motherfucker.
Well, I'll start handing you bags and shit. Are you here to clean up? Are you here to pick up our mess?
Well, and then Ant shows up and starts nailing the holes, and then I think people are fucking real competitive in that sport. I wouldn't necessarily want to be the one person of color that's winning.
Yeah, like you could start rejigging the game. I'm like, this shit's supposed to be fun. Y'all over here, y'all too good. Because I don't mind being competitive.
Yeah,
but it's like it has to be something that matters
to
me.
It's
and like cornhole is a leisure activity
for sure.
Why I fucking hate golf.
Right. When it's like, so Jeff, I'm not a cornhole. I barely even remember. I can never remember the name of it. I'm always like fucking sack toss, whatever it's called. But I built cornhole boards for just to have like at our house during parties. So I'm like, oh, that's fun. We can have people chuck it around. And so one has my face on it, and then the other one has Rin's face on it. And I was like, oh, this is fun. And like people think because I have cornhole boards at my house that I'm like a fucking baller. And I disappoint anybody who comes over here and wants to play cornhole because I suck at it. And then people who like come over here and they're like, oh, I fucking love cornhole. They've all got techniques and they can like nail it every single time. Yeah. And like, I'm just like, everybody needs to calm the fuck down.
Yo, yeah, they have ways of throwing this shit.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit.
I'm just trying to drink outside, bro. I don't know. Calm down.
Like it's a leisure sport.
Yo, yeah.
Like it's not supposed to be competitive.
Right. And any sport, quote unquote, that you can do while you're drinking is not a sport. Sorry. Golf included.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Trump, Biden, Democrats, Republican. Feel like you don't fit into either camp at this point? Me either. The Mid-American Podcast is your home for discussing life and politics from the fastest growing and largest portion of the American electorate, the independent voter. Join in on the weekly political discussions on national, local, and pop culture topics from a viewpoint largely ignored in the media, the middle.
Speaking of Trump's mugshot, bro, you heard that he made like $10 million already just selling merch
for sure
with his mugshot on it? That's fucking insane to me.
And I sent Jeff a link to the merchandise. It's the most garbage shit. Like they didn't even do anything creative with it. They just took his stupid mugshot picture. They erased the little like sheriff logo from Georgia, and then they just wrote underneath, never. What is it again?
Like never surrender.
Never surrender. But in like the dumbest font, it's just black and white. And like what I texted you guys was like, he surrendered. It's a mugshot.
But that's the thing.
You surrendered.
You surrendered yourself to booking. You just surrendered yourself. Okay.
Stupid.
Right, cool. Y'all are idiots.
But $10 million, dude, that's scary. Like he can. I mean, I don't know. Biden's not pulling in that money with or without a mugshot.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But let's move on. The other thing that I want to say that happened to me recently was that I got suspended from Twitter.
Oh.
Now known as X.
What do you have to do to do that?
To DMX. Yo,
say something positive.
Apparently they said I was using quote unquote violent speech.
Ooh. Tell us more.
What'd you say?
Thirsty.
Now I can curse with the best of them. I can motherfuck people with the best of them, right? And I've said way worse shit on that platform, and having gotten kicked or warned about shit. You know, I've threatened people. I've called people all kinds of fucking shit, right? So this one instance, now that Elon Musk is part of the sensitive ass fucking bitch ass Gen Z community, I guess. I don't know. He wants to be regulating every goddamn thing you say on their shit.
Wait, no, wasn't that his whole shit though?
So somebody posted a video.
I thought his whole shit was that he took over it so that it could he could really make it about free speech.
Right, well, that's bullshit, because now you got to watch what you fucking say. If you offend anybody and they report you, you get fucking banned without a warning, without a second or third chance. That's it. They kick you the fuck off.
Okay.
So somebody posts a video, right? And you've probably seen them. I don't know how much you're online. It's like kids on like their bicycles, and they're like doing one, you know, they're popping wheelies, and they're like going through traffic, and they're dodging cars and dodging people and just missing them and almost hitting people, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And they're like, just missing a car, like just missing. That's like their shit now. It's like a sport to them now. And I simply wrote on the comments, I was like, I would run one of these motherfuckers over. Like, I'll run one of them over. That's what I put.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
That's it.
Next thing you know, I don't know if it was hours later. It might have even been like a day later. I try to send something, and boom, it tells me your shit is suspended indefinitely. I'm like, what? If you want to appeal it, or, you know, press here. So I click here and like, tell us why you want to appeal this shit. I'm like, first of all, this is my first offense. You know, I apologize, you know. Second of all, like, yo, what the fuck? No warning or nothing. Like, I ain't even say nothing that was that bad, but, you know, I apologize. Give me another chance. You know, I'll make it right. You know what I'm saying? And then they responded. They were like, all right, we're going to review your appeal and we'll get back to you. A few more hours later, they was like, yeah, you know, we after further review, we've, you know, you violated some of the terms, our terms and agreements and our rules and shit. So unfortunately, you're just suspended indefinitely.
I mean, dude, I get pushed.
I'm like, get out of here.
I get pushed a lot of those videos on TikTok and stuff, and it's and I mean, the comment section is full of people saying things like, "Oh, if that was me, I would just run over him in my truck or whatever."
Yo, for real.
I mean, and I don't think any of those people are getting banned at all. I do notice on TikTok, like, people will, like, I'm also getting pushed a fair amount of videos of people, like, you know, Karens or whatever going after people, or like throwing something through people's house windows or stuff, and people will say pew pew, like PEW instead of saying I'd shoot them, because they can't say that, so they say, oh, pew pew. Right. And it's, I mean, dude, I don't know, I can't believe that it's also like, I thought that Elon Musk, his whole thing was that it's a bunch of, you know, it's basically social media is just a bunch of cowards now, so that you can come on X and say anything you want. So I guess that's not the deal.
Yeah, and he reinstated Trump, so Trump is back tweeting and shit. I mean, and you know he's gonna say whatever the fuck he wants.
He's gonna shit tweet about all the dumbass stuff that he wants to talk about.
So they told me, so they go, you know, and don't try to make another account, because we'll suspend that one too. But fuck them, I made another account with the same exact picture that I had on the other account, but obviously different name. Slick. And all of that, you know. And I was like, you know what? I promote my business on here. I promote my shit, my podcast, and all that. So I'm gonna start. You know, I gotta be more mindful of what the fuck I post on this shit. It's hard though, because when I see some ignorant shit, I just want to make a comment on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just compelled right away to say some shit like, fuck you, you fucking idiot. You know?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
The children that you were laughing at, were these children white?
No, they were actually black. The majority of them were black, riding bicycles up and down busy streets, avoiding cars. And some of them, because it was like a whole video of outtakes, and some of them were like bumping into people, and they just keep going, and, you know, cars are like beeping at them, like, move, get out the way. And I'm like, yo, they gonna really cause a big accident one day.
Okay, Twitter. Thanks for standing up for the brothers. I appreciate that.
Well, that's what I was kind of wondering. I'm like, is Elon Musk is X trying to posture like they're protecting, you know, black kids that are doing this in the videos and stuff? I mean, are they trying to kind of like, actually, yeah, like, this is Elon's way of saying I have black friends?
Yeah, I'm showing diversity, but you can't talk about black people like this,
right?
Not if we call them coons and niggas. Yeah, we can let it slide.
But now that I think about it, if it was white kids on that video, would the outcome have been different?
Hell yeah.
You think?
Hell, fuck yeah.
Like what?
Because the whole thing is like, you know, they're just kids. They're just being goofs. You're just being mean. Now some little black kids are like, hold on now. We're trying to diversify our stream here.
Right.
Trying to get more Negroes to like our things. And we need them to, you know, buy Twitter Blue for $12 a month. We can't have this.
Right.
This is unacceptable.
Right.
So is it impossible? Nah, not really. It's really possible that they got sick of your shit and was like, all right. But you know what they probably did? They probably reviewed all the shit that you've done.
Right.
They're like, you know what? Enough's enough.
They're like, maybe
letting it slide for years now.
Yeah, maybe he is a menace. I mean, Jeff, if you want to get your fix, then I have a thing that I follow called Kids Getting Hurt, and it's an Instagram page all of dumbass kids getting hurt. So I kind of hate watching it, but it's I don't know. It's dumbass kids getting.
I am a menace to societal media.
You know what I actually like watching for like entertainment, like to make me feel better. I like to go on YouTube and watch people get tased. For some reason, just it's something about them like just freezing like somebody to unplug the controller and they just like go stiff. I love it.
Yeah. It's
not funny, but it's fucking hilarious.
It's pretty. It depends on what the person's doing, but dude, I've seen a couple like Karen sort of situations recently where someone's like screaming at a cashier or something, and they get tased, and it's wonderful.
My whole thing is that how long are they gonna keep this bullshit up with COVID coming back in these streets? Like y'all gonna stop yelling in my face like that? Like I already went through some shit. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like I'll spend a couple nights in jail.
Sure,
I ain't doing this shit with y'all, man.
Yeah, I wonder.
Speaking of COVID, you gonna start wearing masks again? Like you thought about wearing masks again going out?
I'll wear my work.
Yeah,
most time I'm not even in the streets like that. And yeah, because I'm out in the public dealing with people as a social worker. So therefore, I always wear a mask when I'm interacting with people. When I'm at my desk, I don't. But when I'm out and I got to talk to clients and everything else like that, and so on and so forth, and hand me papers and all this other kind of shit, and they just right there with you. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm not bugging out about it, just more of a sense like, with me, I'm always going to be careful. Especially as the shit I went through was more like a safety thing than anything else, but like apparently it's coming back and it done changed the formula, so now some other shit, so I'm like, all right, let's just be smart about this.
I get that, and you're probably working with people that have compromised immune systems and stuff. Like, you don't be bringing that into their house.
My shit compromised. Leave me the fuck alone. Can you walk down the lobby, see all them clients, you just you like fuck. Like I don't see no hands going over their mouth, nobody blowing into their shirt, nothing like that. They just carrying on. I'm like, okay, man, not fucking today.
Yeah, I had a dude run.
Put your mask on.
I had a dude run past me on the street today, and he was breathing like how he was running, so he's like rhythmically breathing. And I was like, dude, you could wait half a second until you're past me to exhale. And he like came past me, and our faces were like 5 inches from each other, and he just went, like all basically in my direction. And I was like, that's like a fucking terrorist act, bro.
I'd have slapped the dog shit out of him.
Seriously.
I would have said something. I would have been like, yo, really, bro?
Yeah. And I'm like, I've got my baby on my chest. I was like, dude, fuck you. Spit in his mouth.
Fuck.
I want to say shit. I popped the clean shit out of him.
Let me transition real quick to some politics. I want to touch on some political topics, or not really political topics, but topics about politicians. And I want to talk about the turtle, Mitch McConnell.
Oof.
Talk about unplugging the controller. Talk about unplugging the controller, dog. Like,
why does he keep freezing up, B?
Oof.
Like, are these mini strokes that he's having when he's doing this public
speaking? Or like
speaking
an absent seizure or something like that? I don't know, man. I mean, whatever it is, it's
like,
not.
how old is he? Is he like 85? He's close to 90, isn't he?
He trying to get the Matrix, man. He trying to unplug it. He's sick of this shit.
My thing is, I feel like they should have an age limit on politicians.
Oh, sure.
We've talked about having age limits on drivers. Like after like 70, you shouldn't be allowed to drive. I think they should have the same shit on fucking politicians, bro. Like after 70 or 75, if you've passed all the, the evaluations, then 75. And that's it.
Like I think
it should be an expiration date, man.
No, it should just be restricted. Like at a particular age, you should drive during the daytime.
So like he can't, after a certain age, you can't vote.
Right. You can't take the right away. You earn the right, but the more than anything else, like I don't want to be out on the road when there's somebody like 70 years old on the parkway, dark as shit, and they going like a smooth 45 miles per hour. Nobody want to do that. But I mean, drive like from sun up to sundown. Yeah, you can do so because it's safer. There's more people out. You can see shit like that. But the thing with term limits, you're 100% right, because I don't think they don't really want to put term limits, because the people that we're talking about pretty much like old white men. There's going to be more old white men coming after that. So if you put limits like when you got to like leave the job, the whole thing is like, if you put younger people in there to kind of run the country, they're not going to like that because the first thing they're going to do is tax the shit out of really rich people, which are the old white guys that are sitting there. So,
I mean,
wow.
So yeah, of course they're never going to allow it. But I mean, like, so Mitch McConnell's 81. Like, if I go in and I'm like, oh man, someone wants me to go like find a new accountant, and I go into the accountant's office and the dude is fucking 81 years old. No, thank you. I don't want you making any decisions for me, including financial ones. The idea that we let people work until they basically die. I mean, like, look at Orrin Hatch or different people that have they've been totally incapacitated before they've left office. I mean, and we're talking about Feinstein here. She's been having major, major health stuff, and
she can go too.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I think it should be the people I think it should be young people. I mean, they're the ones that are going to have to deal with a lot of the consequences of laws they're passing. So, younger the better.
Yeah, but I mean, all right. So he's 81. Biden is 80. So they're about the same age.
For sure.
And we're already starting to see Biden stumbling, mumbling his words. He's falling asleep and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't trust Biden. I mean, he's too old, man. He's not representing like the core of what should be the decision makers in our country right now.
That's the
what?
And that's the fucked up shit. Because and then, God forbid something happens to him, we got who takes over? The vice president? Nobody even knows where this lady's at, bro.
Look,
fucking bitch hasn't said a word in months.
We shouldn't be running a nursing home.
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
Like, when your parents get to a particular age, they can't really take themselves. You put maybe assisted living or a nursing home.
Sure.
Like they are past the nursing home age, and you're leaving them responsible for the future of the country.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but morally and rationally, there's something wrong there. Especially like when they're that kind of old. So they mean like they went through like segregation and civil rights like that. They got some pretty strong form opinions. Like my grandmother is 82.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
My grandmother doesn't like white people, but I know why, because of how she grew up.
I wouldn't either. Yeah.
It was dark for her back then. Like from where they were like 10 miles away from where they had these Klan rallies and shit. So she just has this particular disdain for white people.
Yeah.
She doesn't dislike all of them. Like, she knows you, she likes you, but in general, she's like, I ain't trusting it. I've been through a lot. But again, you're dealing with the same people on the reverse side who probably were, under them hoods, and they've been running office. It can get dark, so you should probably have term limits just to be safe.
Yeah.
But I say, at the very least, have a public speaker that represents them or that speaks for them, that goes up and says, the things that that he wants Biden or Mitch to say, right? Because you can't have these people in front of a live audience, in front of national TV, in front of the world, going up there. They don't know what the fuck they saying. They freezing up.
Wow.
They mispronouncing shit. They misspeaking. They're yo, what the fuck?
One of the hard parts, I think, in the Republican Party for me is that, so all right, we get rid of Mitch McConnell. The person behind him could be Marjorie Taylor Greene, could be, there's a lot worse than Mitch McConnell behind him. So I think the future of the Republican Party, in my mind, is a fucking horror show. So, I just, on a human level, I kind of feel for Mitch McConnell, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to be the next time that I see him, have him drop dead on camera. I just think it's like, this dude shouldn't be put in this situation anymore. His brain obviously cannot take it. But I do not trust the people that are going to come and fill the void behind him.
If we get to
then they don't even tell us what happened either.
AIDS talk, we're not doing that, Matt. Because they're not going to. Because remember when Trump had COVID and he tried to act like everything was cool, but he's out here infecting other motherfuckers for a week.
Yeah.
Remember, come on, he hopped off the hopper wave and yeah, I'm thumbs up, I'm good. But you in here in a sealed, fucking limo.
Yeah.
Coughing around Secret Service agents who you get sick and you hop off and you want to show strength and shit like that. It's no, and I don't want the State of the Union that the president has. I don't want him whispering something to his nurse's aide and she's telling it to the country. We elected you, not her, so we're not doing this
for sure. Well, and then Trump, I love the booking record where it said that his his height and weight was 6'3", 215.
Man, get your fat ass out.
Nice try, Don. I love the social media post where it has Trump on one side and then it has an NBA player who's actually 6'3", 215, and you just see, and it's I know that fat and muscle are different and they weigh different things or whatever, but hey, Don, you haven't seen 215 for decades.
Shit.
They're gonna put him next to fucking Drew Holiday. Like, oh yeah, same guy.
Same.
What's the over-under? What's the over-under on his weight?
270.
Yeah, about to say,
270?
about 265, 270, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, because he's a fluffy boy. And, and the other thing about him is like, he's pretty tall, whatever. Like, God fucking damn it, with the amount of money he has and the position that he has, he could have someone dress him and he could look way better. Those fucking ill-fitting suits are doing nothing to help him. Like, he looks like garbage.
I mean, shit, he hasn't done nothing about his hair and ages.
No.
Like, why would he start now doing some other shit?
Because I think people don't really understand, like, what a well-tailored suit can do to your frame.
Oh, yeah. Like, you get, like, dude, I have my wedding suit, the suit from my wedding. My wife and I, we just celebrated our 11th anniversary. And thank you.
And Jeff, congratulations.
Oh, yeah, Jeff, where are you at?
7.
7-Eleven. And so the pants of my suit at the time, and I don't even know if they were like in fashion at the time, even they were just ill-fitting. They were tailored wrong and they were like really pretty baggy. And dude, I had them retailored and it's a whole different fucking suit. Like, I'm fatter than I am now than I was at my wedding for sure. And I look skinnier when I wear the suit now. Like, definitely. I mean, Trump's shit is like at least a size or two too big.
God damn.
And that tie.
So what is that, like a 4X?
Yeah. I mean, dude, these are custom made suits, bro. Like, those, he wears like $15,000 suits. And yet they look like that. I mean, I don't know, it's a fucking travesty.
He dresses like remember when David Stern he got like you can't wear like jewelry and like white tees on the bench and they all wearing like 3X suits.
Yes.
Like them shits were like too baggy.
Yes.
Like they were looking like the kid from Big when he went from Tom Hanks to the kid in Big and just like dragging on him. That's the way all the suits look. Them shits look disgusting.
Dude, you should.
Come on.
When was the last time you guys looked at the album cover of Diddy? Oh God, what was that album? The one with All About the Benjamins. That was whatever the album.
No Way
the
Out.
family with
with like the locks in the background. Look at that album cover and look at how ill-fitting like Jadakiss's suit is. It's so wild.
I know Jada had on that My First Suit look like he wants to tailor it. Nah. Just put some safety pins in it.
Like,
We good.
I got this from my dad.
They had never worn a suit before that photo shoot.
Like, Jadakiss, that suit is definitely like dripping into your soup. Like, you have tomato soup.
Well, it was supposed to be Biggie's funeral. I think that was the whole idea under, right? It's supposed to be like their mourning Biggie's death and shit. So.
I was just about to say that he was dressed like when it's your first time wearing a suit to a funeral and you don't know what to wear. So like, I just need something black. But then like, you don't know your size, your weight, your cut. Like, what's the best one? They'd be like,
we all have that family member though. We all have that friend or that family member who shows up to the shit and you could tell it's like their first and only time that they're ever going to wear this
Totally.
shit.
Well, and it's like, and you look at the suits and like, Chic, I guess that's Chic. Yeah. His suit it looks like one of the suits, when like in the cartoons where like 3 kids would stand on top of each other's shoulders and try to get into the movie. It looks like he's actually 3 kids in a suit.
It was Black Rob, Mace, and the Locks and Diddy. I think.
Yeah. Black Rob, everybody's suits, the sleeves are kind of fitting okay. The I don't know what you call it, but the main part of the jacket is just extremely long. It's like beyond penis level to almost to knees.
Right. It's supposed to be tailored where if you're wearing a shirt, you have about an inch or 2 of cuff.
Right.
Where it shows.
Yes.
It's down to their knuckles. It looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it looks like an overcoat. It's great.
And who looked the sharpest? Like Diddy. Like, y'all gonna fuck this up, not me. I'm looking fly.
Yeah, Diddy looks good. Yeah.
Like, I have these in my closet. Y'all gonna have to just go in that box over there.
Diddy, I will say that Diddy does look like someone put like photoshopped his head onto a much larger man's body though. It looks like he's got a ping pong head.
Like, he put shoulder pads on. And like and it takes a bold man to pull off a 3-piece suit.
Oh, sure.
It does.
Definitely.
It does. Because you gotta get it just right. And like I said, we go to funerals, either the suit doesn't fit or it seems like it was in the back of the closet. Like, I'm not like ironing this shit at all. It comes wrinkled and fucked up.
And it's like a color that hasn't been like in fashion for 25 years because they haven't worn it since their high school graduation.
like brown pinstripes.
Yeah. Like,
dumb shit.
Oh, damn it. Yeah.
and that's the way Trump looks, and he's our leader, and he's 80 something. Wait, how old is Trump? What, 78?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like he's close to 80.
Yeah, but like I said, you're still too old.
He's only a couple of years younger than Biden.
Yeah. They're all too old.
And from what I remember, he's the only president that I can remember that knew. Cause every president, they always have that physical fitness thing for the kids and all other shit.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's never done that shit. Like
he's the
Biden
opposite. He's the opposite.
Right. Cause that's why Biden fell off the
kids.
bike. Because he was pedaling and shit and he didn't hit the kickstand and motherfucker shut down. Obama did it. You saw him hooping.
Sure.
You always see him doing athletic shit. All you see this nigga with like Big Macs and Diet Coke.
Right.
Like, all right.
When he had
Thanks.
he had that like Looney Tunes doctor who said that he was like the most in shape person he's ever met with or whatever. The guy who had long hair who died recently.
How much do you have to pay? How much do you pay that doctor to say
so
that?
much?
Enough.
Yeah, enough. Yeah. And then
like how much would it cost you to lie for me?
Right.
That much? Here you go.
And then that dude died at like 70, like maybe 70 years old. Like that guy was in shape, but he died at like 70. I'm like, it's not a good sign when your doctor is kicking super early.
Speaking of paying people off, one of our patrons actually brought to my attention, shout out to D Block, that it came out that, or it might be a rumor, but it came out that Trump actually paid, or I'm fucking this up, that Lil Wayne actually paid Trump to get him out of jail. Remember when he was endorsing him before and shit like that?
What?
It was Wayne. It was a few rappers and it was a few dudes that were like that he freed from jail and shit, and they started endorsing him. Remember that shit?
Yeah, sure.
Wasn't like him and Kodak Black?
Yes, it was Kodak Black and Wayne, and he got him out of jail, and then they started endorsing him. I mean, like, yo, well, I figured, okay, well, he got him out of jail. I mean, I get it. Like, why would you? I didn't understand like why Ice Cube was endorsing him and other people. Like, if you got me out of jail, like I kind of understand why they're endorsing him, but it came out recently, supposedly that they paid the motherfucker get me out of jail.
They paid.
If I have to pay you to get me out of jail, I don't have to endorse you.
So you're saying saying that Lil Wayne paid Trump to pardon him?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, and then
the running rate, it starts at like $1 million.
Uh-huh.
The starting rate is $1 million, and I'll get you and some of your homies out.
Yeah. Huh.
And then you have to endorse me as well.
Right. Well, this is
like I would think that the endorsement alone would be the worth the price of admission.
Certainly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you get me out, and I'll tell all my millions of followers to vote for you.
Especially like Wayne. I mean, Wayne's like street cred is so high for someone like Trump, like who fortunately has had his back turned upon him by the black community for years and years and years, and we know why. To get Lil Wayne's endorsement. I mean, but it's like for Lil Wayne, I would think that would be like on some level kind of not career suicide, but it just makes you look like the last person in your shoes that did that was Kanye, and everybody's like, Kanye's mentally ill. So I would just think it would be a really bad move on his part. But I guess
I wish there was a stat. That they can maybe trace somehow and see how many votes did a candidate actually get from certain celebrities endorsing them, right? Like, I wish there was some way to track that shit. Like, okay, Trump got an extra 2 million black votes from Kodak Black and Ice Cube and Wayne endorsing him. You know what I mean? Like, that would be, I would like to see those stats.
Sure.
I'm telling you right now, if that's true, I'm never checking off black on the application ever again.
True.
Ever. If we're selling a vote for him, no.
Well,
no. And I mean, Kanye, he was crazy, so it's like that's kind of went sideways. But Wayne's unkillable. Like,
right.
Too many people like him. It's like if Snoop Dogg endorsed him, like they still love Snoop.
Yeah,
it won't make a difference.
When Wayne's like eccentric enough that it's like people kind of like be like, I don't know, he's going through a phase or something. He's like, I don't know, maybe he's just
they're like, oh, Wayne back on the league.
Right. Well, it's, what I think is interesting
He'll
is when
endorse Cornel West next time.
Right. But when you start to talk about the like pardoning and stuff, right? Like DeSantis has promised that, he talks shit about Trump all the time, but he says like the thing I'll do day one in office is I'll pardon, Donald Trump for all of any crimes that he gets, convicted of. And it's just like, it's such a funny thing that like now basically the presidency is for sale.
He's a bitch.
Oh my God. I mean, we're talking about Mitch McConnell freezing on camera. How about Ron DeSantis trying to fucking smile like a human? That dude looks, he's like, I'm an alien wearing a human skin suit. Look at me smile.
What was the thing called? Like when they give robots the Turing test?
Yeah.
And it's like he's failing it. It's like you like show emotion. He's like,
yeah.
like his smile is so forced. It's like it's not natural. It's like I'm always unhappy.
Right.
So to see me smile seems really unnatural to me. Like, just don't smile. Just be serious as shit. Be fine.
Yeah, it's a body snatcher situation for sure. He just gives me, he makes me feel, you know that song, that Paul McCartney song about for Christmas? Mm-hmm. So that song, whenever I hear it, it makes me feel like I have bugs crawling all over my skin and sometimes inside my skin. And when I see Ron DeSantis smile, it makes me feel the exact same way as that Paul McCartney Christmas song.
And he's just throwing away millions of dollars. No one's going to vote for you, man. No one likes you. They don't like you in your own state.
Right. That's pretty sad when you can't get even your state behind you. The people that know you best.
Jeffrey, move us forward. Fuck
yeah,
politics.
right. I seriously
I want to stay. I wanted to know your opinions because every time I mention this, a lot of people haven't even fucking heard of this shit. I want to know y'all opinions on the supposed Obama letters. I know y'all have heard about it now because I mentioned it before to you guys. You know, there's like these 1982 letters that are now been redacted from like one of his ex-girlfriends back in college. And, you know, these are letters that he would write to her.
Yeah.
And I think they have them like in the museum now or in the college now. They have them up so people, oh shit, let's look at them. Let's see what the fuck, you know, Obama's penmanship looks like.
Right.
But anyway, and it you know, in the letter, he supposedly tells her that, you know, that he loves, you know, that he makes love to men daily, but in the imagination only.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting. I wasn't even looking at it like, oh shit, Obama's gay. I wasn't even, you know what I mean? I was the way he was describing shit and the way he was talking to her on this letter, I found, you know, it was interesting to me.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, in regard to homosexuality, he goes, I must say that I believe this is an attempt to remove oneself from the present, or refusal perhaps to perpetuate the endless farce of earthly life. You see, I make love to men daily, but in the imagination and so forth. And that's what, and again, he was in his 20s when he wrote this.
I mean, he was bugged out on some dope hallucinogenics too, because that sentence before it was
probably on
is
something. Yeah,
bugged out.
He was probably on something.
I mean, the thing for me about this situation, so I had not heard of these letters before you texted us about it, and I just find it odd that it's been reported by the New York Post. And that's it, basically. The New York Post is the primary source on this, and like there's been a couple like local news affiliates or whatever that have reported on it, but basically nobody else has reported on it. That doesn't mean that it's not true, but I don't know. For me, it's like I love Obama. It doesn't move the needle for me at all. I think it's actually makes him so much more interesting. It makes him more complex and like cool that he was talking about this at such a young age, you know?
But that's what I mean. It was interesting to me. I wanted to hear more, like, you know, like it sounded like he was being philosophical about life and about, you know, being gender neutral or gender, you know, whatever I just want to know how he views,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Gender roles and shit like.
Yeah, and does he identify as bisexual or does, you know, whatever it is? I mean, I just think it's interesting. I mean, I'll speak for, as, you know, just myself, that there's not a single person that I've met that I haven't thought about having, like, what they look like when they have sex, what they look like naked. I'm just a weird perverted person that just thinks, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I'll think about it with almost everybody. And it's almost just like, it's like a fun thought experiment. And
I'm just more interested in hearing his philosophies on gender neutrality.
Oh, for sure.
Roles and sexuality, because this is in the 80s. So I feel like he was way ahead of his time, you know, for something that was in the 80s.
Sure.
These are subjects that wasn't even talked about. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, you know, it's more open and everybody can come out now and, you know, feel more comfortable about it. But I can also understand, you know, if he is, let's say he is bisexual, why he wouldn't come out. Cause, you know, what effects would that have had on his career?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And him running for president, him running for, you know, for different offices, and him being a lawyer, even how would his sexuality or his gender neutrality, how would that have affected him, you know, throughout the course of his life and his career? I
mean, racism alone almost kept him out of the White House. You throw it like like homophobia and racism, it's like, no, not even a chance. I just think I think about the letters that I might have written to my girlfriend when I was 21 or whatever. They were nowhere near as intellectual as this letter was.
No, shit. It was ABC shit. Do you like me? Yes or no?
Yeah. We should go drink some Natty Light together and make out.
Circle with box. Yes, no, maybe.
the fact that you had to go back to the point where you wrote letters. No one's writing letters anymore. Like you get a long text where you gotta keep scrolling, or you get an email. Like no one writes letters. Letters are cool,
right?
Does it? Nah, it sounded very philosophical. It sounded like a man who hit the blunt really, really fucking hard before he started writing that.
True.
And the truth of the matter is, like, we, even then, even now as a society, we just cannot accept the idea of a gay president. Like, when I had all the candidates up there, I was like, the guy who's impressing me the most is Pete Buttigieg, but guess what? He not winning because he's gay. Like, Pete was smart. He worked both sides of the aisle. He had really solid, functional, rational ideas. But this country's never going to get past the fact that we're not electing a gay president.
I think it'll happen one day. Maybe not in our
mean,
lifetime.
dude, see, I think that we're going to have a gay, trans, black president before we have an atheist president. I think that's, to me, the number one thing that's unelectable is if someone was an admitted atheist. I think gay president is within the next couple cycles.
Literally, the third standard is one nation under God.
No doubt.
Right?
Yeah.
Indivisible.
Like you would lose the entire Christian community, bro.
Yep.
And that's a lot of votes.
That's a lot of votes.
What about a Latino? Can we get a fucking Latino?
Oh, sure.
Not Ted Cruz, but somebody else.
No, yeah.
Y'all got in a bag, son. I think in the next...
For sure.
I think the next 15 years, I think they will be the number one minority population in the country.
Yes, we will be.
Right.
Would y'all vote for Cortez, Ocasio-Cortez?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
first female president.
Yeah, she's got some pretty wild beliefs about things. Like she's liberal to a point that I'm like, whoa, wait, hold on. But yeah, I totally I dig her. I mean, I like her. I like the stuff that she floats.
She's mad passionate though. When you see her arguing in courts and shit,
she's dope. Dude, I was hoping that DeSantis was going to get the nomination for the Republicans, and then Trump would run third party and split the vote, and then we could go. I was like, we should run Jon Stewart and AOC as VP.
That will. The only problem I have with AOC more than anything else is like you're passionate, you're excitable, you're so on and so forth, but you're popular. I need to see what kind of things and laws that you've enacted. Like you have a great like fantasy story of like someone who wasn't expected to win, and you really use your platform to move ahead and really try to push things forward.
Yeah.
But it's like stalling out because I don't think she's found a balance between being liberal and being rational. Like you have to like fit your liberal ideas in a gilded box so it's acceptable to everybody.
Right.
You got like kind of Trojan horse shit in there. She's like, no, everyone should have a cat. Like, huh? No, it's a law. Everybody should have a cat.
I mean,
cats are great. They're wonderful. Like, what the fuck are you talking
dude,
about?
I know. And like the Green New Deal stuff that was put out, and I don't know how much of it was actually real, but like one of the items was banning plane travel. And I was like, I don't know how real that was. I don't know if it was just like a thought experiment, but I'm like, you can't, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Are you fucking kidding me?
Have you seen our fucking rail system? Absolutely not.
No. And so wait, you're telling me that that I have to take a steamship or something to go to Europe or something? Like, no. And then, dude, I mean, like nobody needs any more ammunition against liberals, right? Have you seen the thing now that the person just asked Biden's press secretary, where he asked if Biden is planning on doing a 2-beer limit for all Americans every week?
Oh yeah, read about
that. And it's like, do people actually believe that this is something that's true? Like, I don't know. I just think the conspiracy theories behind how like crazy liberals can get or whatever. It's like AOC just fuels the fire with some of the things that she says, even though I am 100% on board with a lot of stuff she promotes.
I mean, they're not going to obviously ban alcohol, and they're not going to tell you can now only have one drink. All the most that they'll ever do is recommendations.
Yeah. Like it could be the
you know what I mean?
Surgeon General.
Surgeon General recommends this. Sure. Or the government recommends you can only have no more than 2 drinks per day for a man and only 1 drink per day for a female.
Well, and what I think is funny is that conservatives took it as a hit against them, and I'm like, bro, I live in Portland, and I fucking challenge you to find a city that drinks more beer per person and more strong beer per person than Portland. Like people.
I mean, fuck. You live in a city where every drug is legal.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they put a 2-beer limit on Portland, like the whole city would go up in flames. No problem.
Imagine if Portland had the most electoral college votes, and the one candidate said, "I'm banning all drugs from the country and all alcohol."
Not gonna happen.
Like you would lose every single vote in that state.
For sure.
But yo, let's wrap this shit up, man. I'm glad to see that Ant is fucking okay and safe and healthy.
Yeah.
Boy,
I'm starting to get worried. I mean, the whole purpose of this podcast episode was that me and Mike were going to come on here and, tell the masses if they've seen you, if they've seen a big black social worker, to please call us, let us know what the fuck, you know what I mean? Because we were concerned, man.
Fuck, I'm alive. Knock that shit off.
Mikey Sheet, thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, so I host a show called Mikey and Rin Eat In. Rin is spelled RINNE. We're at mikeyandrin.com or at Mikey and Rin on Instagram. And yeah, we put out our shows every Monday. It's a show about food and fun and all sorts of other F words.
Shout out to Baby Riggs.
Yeah, that's my little man. He's the best.
Culture. Peace out.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Culture Podcast.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode.
For more info and updates, connect with us on our website, theculture.one, or on Facebook at The Culture Podcast 2020, or follow us on Twitter and YouTube at The Culture 2020.
I always follow them.
Please subscribe to the show and leave reviews and comments where you listen to podcasts.